So let's go ahead and jump into it. Can everybody stand?
Yeah.
We'll stand at first.
Okay.
And then go to the right or the left of your chair. I don't care. What we're going to do here is a quick little balance assessment, and just listen closely to the protocol. That way you stay safe. You'd be surprised how many people don't listen to this one part. If you family time. So it's a single leg balance assessment. And don't try to push yourself. That's not the goal. So if I'm using this chair, you want your big toe to float 1 inch off the ground. No more, no less, just this high. And your hand is on the chair. And this is the trickiest part. You close your eyes, then lift your hand just 1 inch. And you're going to wobble, you're going to weeble wobble, and you want to grab the chair and put your toe down. You just want to see how long you can stand there. And it's generally, for most people, it's 1 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And if you want to try this 5 or 6 times, go for it, because you get comfortable. When you close your eyes, you take the neurological part out of it. There's no equilibrium there. So you're challenging your ankle complex to hold yourself up. And it typically becomes a boat on troubled waters as soon as you take your hand up. But it's fun, and it's a little assessment that you can take with you and check anywhere. So I'll demonstrate again in case you're. So the toe is 1 inch off the ground. Hand is on the back of the chair. Close the eyes, barely lift the hand. Yeah, everybody is horrible at it. So the way you do the other side, you can either walk around the other side of the chair or you can turn around. So you turn around and you lift the other foot up 1 inch off the ground. Oh, no, this is what? Okay. Okay. So how long did you get? Anybody get more than like a second or two? I can't hear you, Bart. Yeah. So what's going on here is your ankle is going to end up working in and out, and it's just not used to it. And if you don't have anything to stare at, it's even worse. So that's the goal. That's how much stability your ankle has without using your eyeballs and your ears to help you balance. So it's an assessment you can take with you anywhere. If you take this class or just focus on it, you'll get better at it. But this class is kind of centered around making that better, hopefully by the end of class. So go ahead and take, you can stand behind your chair and actually place your hands on it. I'm gonna move mine so you can see what I'm doing. And this is something we call tracking the knee. And if you've had a knee replacement, have you had physical therapy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Did they do any guiding of the knee over the foot, or just strengthening?
Mainly strengthening.
Okay, cool. So what you're going to do is hold on to the chair. If you feel good without holding on to the chair, that's fine. You can try it the other way. But you want to step just to the right of the chair and bend your knee and guide it over your second and third toe. This little chair is not working for me. So use the chair to support, and you're going to step out. And make sure you have your hands on the chair in case you can't push yourself back. You can use your arms. You bring yourself back and you step to the left. Same thing, the knee over the second and third toe. And then push back. So without the chair, this would be your exercise. If you can see the knee over the second and third toe. Right here, my leg is directly over the ankle. My knee is directly over the ankle, rather. I like to go just a little further and to come back and to reset the other way. And take your time. At first, go really slow. Go left. Make sure it's lined up. Pull back. Reset your feet. And go out to the right. And if you're struggling with any of this, just step out one foot, 1 inch. It could be this simple. Anybody have any questions so far? So if you start loosening up and you feel like your knee is going over your second, third toe, so you want your knee to go straight like this. You want to look for things like your knee scooping to the inside. A lot of people do this. Lots of people do that. What we're practicing here is the idea of your knee going directly straight. And you feel free to move the chair and actually go here and lean straight into it and put your hand on your knee and push yourself back. And you switch, the same thing. And when you're looking at the video, this is my first video class ever, by the way, you can really dial in your knee and make sure it's going straight. So this is what 80% of the population does. They go here. The knee, you see my knee scooping in? This eventually becomes a problem. And in here,
should your rear foot be flat on the floor?
45 degrees or whatever's comfortable. I see a lot of people do it up on their toes, but that's more of a lunge. I go 45 degrees here and round the edge of that back foot. And the motion you're gonna see is just this. It's minimal. I'm not looking for any athletic motion. I'm looking for straight line of the knee over the second and third toe. So now that you kind of have an idea, find your comfort zone and you can step into it deeper and step back. And then step to the left side and step back. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to explore, that's where the chair comes in. Hold the chair and step out. Just make sure you're guiding your knee over the second and third toe. It's a great way to warm up. And it's fun to do with music, but I don't know how to do music on a video call, on a Zoom class yet. I'm new to Zoom. All right, so from there, we're almost done. We're almost done standing. So come to standing again and bring your feet hips distance apart. And we're gonna see if you guys can actually move your toes individually. So because I can't see your feet, I can't make corrections. This is one reason I don't do the Zoom thing very often. Can you guys lift just your big toe? Can you see mine? The giggles are a good sign. The giggles are a good sign. And then relax. And then try to lift. So I'm going to pretend my hands are feet. And what I'm asking is that. And then relax. So then maybe just try just the right one. Sometimes if you lift, you got the right one? Who else got the right one? Nobody. Try the left.
I can't do the left. My whole foot comes up.
Yep. And then back to the right. And then back to the left. Who's having success with the left?
A little.
Hey, it's strange. So it's indicative of how of your daily activities. And we don't have time to go into all of that. But it's really, you can also do this sitting and just go, can I lift my right foot? Can I lift my left foot? Or my toe? And if you have issues with that, you can take the other big toe and you could tuck it under. These are ways just to get your brain to remember that these toes work differently. They can work individually, rather, is what I'm saying. So one way to get that big toe up, instead of thinking about lifting it, because a lot of people start doing stuff with their hands in an effort to get that toe up, think about taking the outside four toes and pressing them into the ground. Ultimately, you'll be turning your foot a little bit I mentioned earlier that the boat on troubled waters, you know, when we close our eyes, our foot starts wiggling around. So here, if you do that, you're just leaning to the right on purpose with those first 4 toes, and that big toe should pop up a little easier. Did it help anybody?
Yeah.
Maybe. So think about the other 4 toes pushing in, yeah, and relax. So go to the other side. Think about on the left foot, pushing the 4 toes in and lifting the big toe up. So it's opposite motion. These 4 go down, big toe goes up, relax. And then go to the right side, lifting the big toe by pushing the other 4 in, and relax. And left side, big toe by the other 4 in, and relax. And right side one more time, and left side one more time. Cool. Any cramping or anything? Are we okay?
Just feel that muscles in the leg whose toe I'm lifting tend to tighten up. Is that how it should be?
It should be, especially because we don't do this very often, and we wear shoes that bind our feet together. Ultimately, your toes should be able to spread apart.
Yeah.
And not only that, we wear shoes that have a positive lift all the time. So we wear shoes that do this. We're constantly slightly flexed this way. The idea of flexing this way is it troubles a lot of us. And that's where this exercise comes into play. When you're doing that, you're actually taking the ankle and flexing it up. It's just something we don't do very often. So now we're going to work the outside, the 4 toes. I don't know if I hope you can see. I'm going to try to lift the opposite 4 up. So now we're shifting the foot this angle just a little bit. Sometimes it helps to hold the chair, just so you can lean into it. You can actually lean, and then relax those outer 4 toes and try the left side. Can you see? Trying to make sure my whole body's visible. Can anybody lift up those 4 toes?
My whole
You
foot
can?
comes up.
Both sides?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So this means that you're pretty good at everting your foot. Your balance is going to get better when you can evert or invert quickly, which we'll test it again by the end of class to make sure there's been some sort of improvement. So the same thing on the outside 4. This time, think about pushing the big toe into the ground to help these other 4 come up. And you'll see my foot move a little bit. And this motion travels all the way up to the hip. When you get good at this, you feel it in your low back. Your low back gets a little tense. And we're going to do this sitting soon. I know it's a chair class, but I want to demonstrate just how far up the chain it goes. When you take your foot and go this way, you get a little tight in the low back. And I don't mean bad tension. It's just you need to be able to stabilize yourself that way. So take the big toe of the right foot, push in and lift. And then relax. Big toe of the left foot, push in and lift. If you want, you can reach around the back. You'll feel certain muscles tighten up. It's a good tension. So who can get their right 4 up? I can't see your names from. You got it? And who can get their left 4 up? Both of them. Kinda. I see people do this, which means you can sort of get it up. So let's do this real quick. Pick up all 5 toes on both feet. Relax. Pick up the big toes on both feet. Relax. Pick up the outside 4 on both feet. Relax. Who did all that successfully? Nice. All right, so we're gonna go a little quicker. Big toes. Relax. Outside 4. Relax. All 5. Relax. Go backwards. All 5 up. Relax. Big toes up. Relax. Outside 4. relax. All 5, relax. Big toes, relax. Outside, relax. Now I'm gonna add just a little bob. I call it the bob. So feet are hips distance apart. Bend your knees so your knees hide your toes. So if you're looking down, you can't see your toes, then pop back up. So it's from the side, it looks like minimal motion. It looks like this. I know. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. And if you've got this, if you want to make this a little bit more difficult, you can cross your arms like this, or you can go arms parallel and just slightly bend, come up. You pick which one of these. So these are various variables in how difficult it becomes. So you can go here, you can go here. This is your choice. You can go here. And if you're going to get wild and crazy, arms overhead.
Oh, I can't.
So we're going to do this with the variations on the toes. So all 5 toes up and just bend slightly and come back up. You're going to feel tension in the ankle. It's going to those muscles are going to wrap around the ankle to support you. And take the big toes up. Do the same bob. Relax. Outside 4 up. Same bob. Relax. All 5. Big toes. All 5. Outside 4. Sorry. And relax. Are you guys feeling anything? Travel up the legs into the knees or the hips or the low back? Are you feeling anything?
Yeah.
I'm sweating, but I'm at the beach. All right, so one more round. Big toes up, or all 5 toes up, dip. Big toes up, dip. Outside, dip. And one more. All 5, dip. Big toes, dip. Outside 5, dip. You'll notice, I'm gonna call something out. I just saw myself in the video. I don't watch myself exercise. When I bring the outside 4 up and I dip, this knee wants to travel too far in. What you want to do with these gentle exercises in front of a mirror, make sure you can track your knee straight. With your big toes up, your outside 4 up, with all 5 of them up. So you're taking every muscle, not every muscle, but most muscles in the ankle complex and just learning to stabilize that ankle. That's the goal of this. And this is something I do in all my workshops. If you want to take a trip around your chair, like literally walk around your chair with all 5 toes up, do this. All 5 toes up and just try to wobble around the chair. Hand on the chair if you need it. You become acutely aware of just how important your toes are. So then if you take your toes and relax them and just walk around the chair one more time as normal. You figure out just how much you use those toes. You okay? All right, we're gonna do one more thing here and then we're gonna sit down. Does anybody have socks or something they can put between their ankles? Okay, you don't need it. What's that? Yeah, you can take some socks and roll them up. And so you just have a ball. And in my workshops, I use a ball, a super ball. I don't know what I'm going to use here. I might use my phone. What you do, make sure you can see, yeah. Place something between your heels, anything, preferably something soft. And if you don't have it, it's okay. Yeah, that'll work. Ball up a towel. And you want to hold it there. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop up on our heels like this.
Chair.
I'm behind the chair. I'm actually holding this thing. You can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll have some water on. Yes. Sorry, guys. So you pop up on your toes and you hold for 2 seconds, and I want you to lower down in 4, 3, 2, 1. You pop up, hold for 2, come down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up, hold for 2, come down in 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna do several more, but the idea is you pop up and you come down very slowly. Oftentimes one foot wants to come down quicker. There's a hip issue and one foot wants to fold in. So we're holding something between the heels and just lowering down very, very slowly. Any questions? Does it make sense? All right, so we'll do probably 6 or 7 more. No, not right now. 15 minutes. Pop up. Hold for 4, hold for 2. Go down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up. Hold for 2. Come down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up. Hold for 2. If you feel like you don't need your chair, you can take your hands up and go back to this and lower in 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going as you wish. I want you to be mindful if one lowers quicker than the other. Be mindful if one foot rolls out or one foot rolls in. The more you stabilize those and you can lower eccentrically at the same time, first off, you're going to increase your balance. Secondly, you reduce risk for injury because you're stabilizing this whole area. Any questions? I see everybody working hard. I love it. From my perspective, I've got 3 screens and I see heads going and lowering down very slowly.
I'm getting it in my calves.
Yeah. We're working that side of it. So the first half of the class, we work the front. If this are my shin, we work the front of those muscles. And this little bit, we're working the back of those muscles. I use my arm as a leg. And if you get good at this, right, you hold the chair, so you become confident, you got the chair right here, and you're up, you're holding to stabilize, and your feet are lowering without wobbling. You get good at it, then go to this variation.
That's harder.
And then you go to this variation if you want more. And start to notice when you come up, like when I come up, I roll out to the outside of my feet. You don't want to go outside or inside, you want to come right up. Hold and lower down slowly. So pop up, hold for 2, come down in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
Cool. Any questions?
Hello.
Let me get this chair.
Hard.
Can I have? It can be hard, and you can choose your level of difficulty.
Hey, no, that's my chair.
I'm gonna sit in it just for 15 minutes and finish this class. This is Ella.
Hi, Ella.
Hi.
They say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so have a seat. So 30 minutes into your chair yoga class, we're gonna sit in a chair. But it should be known you can use the chair for other things. You can graduate out of it. Hi. Can I finish, please? Anyway. All right, so
Ella.
what I like to do, I love doing this. This is far more difficult than people would imagine. It doesn't have to be difficult. So this is more a spine stabilization exercise. Just sit in your chair comfortably. If you want, go ahead and try your toe stuff that you just learned. It's easier in a chair. And you can do this. I do this when I'm at boring dinners or meetings I don't want to be in. I play with my toes and the articulation of my feet, partially because I'm a nerd and partially because I don't want to be at the meeting. Just a way to occupy my mind. It's great. All right, so let your arms hang. Take the right arm and it hangs toward the floor. Go ahead and extend it. Don't lean over. Just extend. So your fingers are reaching for the floor. They're not going to touch it. And you're going to take your arm in front. And when your bicep gets to your ear, turn your hand out, and continue this circle. I want you to make the biggest circle you can make. I'm not asking you to hurt yourself or reach any further than you can. So if your elbow is bent, that's okay. Work on it. What I'm looking to do here is take your rotator cuff through its entire range of motion. All right, so keep going. Lots of people do little arm circles. They're great. There's nothing wrong with little arm circle or a big arm circle. This right here takes you through pretty much the entire range of motion of the rotator cuff. So you get the bicep to the ear, turn the palm out, and you reach. What I'm looking for and what I want to teach you guys today is when I say make a big arm circle, you immediately want to take your whole body and make a giant arm circle. And what you're doing there is actually twisting the neck and the spine. You see my spine turn this way. I don't want that to happen. I want you to push back into the back of the chair. Some people actually press into the floor with their feet to get their spine into the back of the chair. But you'll feel the urge to turn to make this arm circle bigger. So if your right arm is in the air, I want your left shoulder blade push back against the chair and continue with the circle. So you're stabilizing the spine and only working the rotator cuff, isolating the rotator cuff. So you can see if you're doing it correctly, the upper body, the face, and the neck, there's no twist here. This is one of the reasons I like teaching in person, so I have to make adjustments right away. But as long as you're getting the gist of it, I'm good with it. So relax back. Take your left hand, it hangs. You're gonna extend the fingers to the floor. Don't side bend, don't reach too far and stretch the neck, just fingers hang. Straighten the elbow and bring this arm forward. When your bicep gets to your ear, turn the palm out. Exact same thing we did on the other side. You're gonna want to twist the body to make this circle bigger. Don't press the right shoulder blade into the chair and just feel where you're naturally at. This is my bad shoulder. This circle is not as big as the other shoulder. And I should probably do this every morning with my coffee. So the bicep to the ear, then turn the hand and try to get that circle. So I'll remind you, try to extend through this whole range of motion. Extending, 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 extending. Turn the palm out, extending, extending, extending. Not to the point of pain. Make sure this is a comfortable expression. Tolerable discomfort, no more than that. And I find the more I extend, especially on my weaker side, everybody's got a weaker side. The more I extend, the more range of motion I get. Everybody with me? I can't see everybody. All right. So we'll get a little advanced now. Does it make sense how I'm asking you to push the opposite shoulder blade into the chair while this arm makes a big, comfortable circle? Does that make sense to everyone? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay, cool. So now scoot forward on your chair so you don't have the back of the chair to work with. So we're using the chair as a prop to help you with this. Now we're gonna do the same thing and see if you can do it without the chair. So right arm extended, bring it forward, turn the palm out and extend. Now without the chair, don't move your upper body, don't twist your torso. I have somebody in one of my regular classes that does this and they can't do it. They reach back and grab the chair, which is fine. Do what you gotta do. So bring the arm to neutral, and then we're gonna take it the other way. The thing about going backwards is you immediately wanna twist. So pull in the belly button just a little bit and sit taller than you have thus far, and take the arm back and don't move the upper body. Just do 3 of them. And then hang the left arm down. We'll go forward at first. Don't move the upper body. Nice, guys. After 3, let the arm hang, and then we'll go backwards. As soon as you go backwards, you're going to want to twist the body. So try to stabilize the torso, sit tall, go backwards. Breathing is good if you're not doing it. I just realized I wasn't breathing. Start thinking too much about these movements. Make sure you breathe through them. Cool. Everybody feel okay? Show you this little shoulder thing. It really helps me out. Take the arms parallel. And you're going to bring the right arm across the body, grab the left shoulder. Then take the left arm down. Take your right elbow and see if you can mask yourself. And then see if you can bring the elbow down. You may or may not be able to do this, and that's okay.
Bad shoulder.
You did your bad shoulder first.
Yes, I did.
This is such a great way to warm up. See if you can hide the eyes, cover the heart. Hide the eyes, cover the heart. Some people can't even grab their other shoulder. So if you're here, this would be the motion. And some people get into this stuff and they try to take their arm as far over as they can. That defeats the purpose of motion in the shoulder right here. All right, and then take the arms out again. Extend. So I'm literally reaching further than I can with my fingers. And I continue that as I bring my left hand to my right shoulder. And when I get a grip on my right shoulder, whether it's here, over the top, or even over to the back of the shoulder blade, let this hand down. And this is my bad shoulder. Start figuring out what your good and your bad is in your body quickly with this stuff. Take it, elbow over the eyes, elbow to the heart. And just move. If you're in this range of motion, this very low range of motion, it's still really, really beneficial to do this. This feels more beneficial to me now than this. Make sure you're working within your own range of comfort. And then extend the arm, hands to the knees. So normally I do this with something between the legs. I use a ball, a block, pair of socks. You don't have to. Make sure you shake out the shoulders because we're going to use them again real quick. All right, so if you don't have anything, you could use your fists right here in between your knees. Just get comfortable with sitting tall and then extend your left foot and pull your toes back to you. Much like we were doing earlier when we were lifting our toes, you pull the top of the foot back to you and then relax and extend the right. Pull those toes back to your hip and then relax. And just get back. This is really, if you have a block or a ball, that's functional too. Just go up, keeping your fists in place and pull back and lower down, up, pull the toes back and lower down. How many of you guys lean back the moment you take your knee up? I should see every single hand, I believe, but I can't see you, bud. I see you hiding. Yeah, we all do it. If I turned my chair to the side and did it, I still do it. So I use that shoulder exercise to stretch the shoulders, take it through the full range of motion, but also begin stabilizing the spine. Same thing here. You want to see if you can get that foot up without leaning back. Everybody does it. So what I suggest is just going to the point where you feel yourself lean back and then release. Go up, release. And one side's going to be worse than the other. Both of mine are bad. There you go. And much like we did that first exercise where we were tracking the knee, just small range of motion, but make sure you're putting gentle pressure into the fist or the block or the ball, whatever you have. And you can move quicker. This doesn't have to be a slow motion exercise. Just re-educating certain muscles in the hip. And then lean forward again, because you're gradually going to come back like you're rowing. And as you do this, try to lean forward. And it'll get tight, and then relax and start over. Lean back a little bit. Start gently kicking. And try to lean forward as you kick. As you come forward, and I'll do this sideways. As you come forward, there's gonna be tension here in the abdomen. I'll start here and start coming forward, and you'll see the motion of the knee get short. It's because we can't stabilize the core and kick the knees out. All right, so here comes the big one. Sit forward on the edge of the chair. Everybody take a couple of deep breaths, because it's not intense. I don't want to scare you. But it's where everything comes together. Take your left leg and extend it. Take your right arm and let it hang. Pull the toes back and do that arm circle you did. And you'll immediately feel tension going up to the elbow, to the shoulder. And try to get 4 of these with this leg straight. That's 2 for me, 3, 4, and relax. Then now extend the right leg. The left hand hangs. Go forward. Try to get 4 of these. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you don't have to do them as deeply. You can just barely lift the foot and barely do the shoulder, and you're going to activate your core this way and stabilize your spine. It can look like this. It could be really simple. So then again, extend the left foot. This time go backwards with the right arm. Just 2. Extend the right foot. Go backwards with the left arm. Just 2. Extend the left foot, go backwards with the right arm. Extend the right foot, backwards with the left arm. Plant the feet, lower the arms, and relax. That's a bit more intense than you would think, isn't it? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Are you awake yet? Do you feel how that strengthens the abs a little bit? And not in the way that you're doing a crunch, but in the way that it stabilizes. Anytime you move your arm, you need stability here. Anytime you move your leg, you need stability here. And this, we call it the core. It's the core of it's the root of a lot of problems. You don't have stability here. And you don't have to hang from a bar and kick your knees up. You don't have to lay flat and do crunches. All those are great. You can simply sit in a chair, extend one leg, and do circles of the opposite, and you will light up that core. And again, it doesn't have to be this intense. It can just be just warming up. Any questions about any of that? No? Are you guys sweating a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Am I working you too hard?
I'm all warmed up.
What's that?
I'm all warmed up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm going to teach one of my favorite things, just how to get out of a chair properly. What are you doing? Using all this stuff that I just showed you. Let's in the street. Hi. This is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things to teach. And I'm going to teach it from this little chair. So putting all this stuff together. If I ask you guys to lean back in your chair and stand up, you can't do it without some sort of momentum. You can't. You'll lean forward. You'll grab the handles, and you'll work your way up. Most people get out of a chair this way. They're too far forward, and they pop up, and they have all this low back stuff to correct. There is a proper way to get out of a chair. And when you learn it, it's more difficult, but it's fun to exercise all these things I just showed you. So starting at the ankle, if I pull my heels back, I create an angle right here from my knee to my ankle. You see that? Raise your hand if you see it. I like to be real clear here. So from my knee to my ankle. If I make the same angle from my hip to my shoulders, see how I kind of look like a lightning bolt? That is the angle from which you can stand up without any momentum. And when you're sitting down, I heard it, thank you. I always wonder if this is gonna work, especially on an online class. When you're sitting down, if you recreate that angle, you won't plop it to the chair. So let me demonstrate it first. My knees go forward, my shoulders go forward, my butt goes back. I don't plop into the chair. I just recreate that angle. I'm in a tiny little chair, so it's more difficult. Nice. So we'll set it up again. From here, your heels have to come back. And this is where the very first thing we did in the class, where your knees go over your second and third toe. You don't want your knee, you don't want to be knock-kneed, and you don't want your knees out. You don't want this happening. You want to, as you pull your heels back, you want your knees to be directly over the second and third toes. You want, from the hip to the shoulder, you want your torso to be tight. And here's the trick. Look up with your eyeballs. Don't do this. Look up with your eyeballs, but press directly into the floor. So there's no wobble motion, there's no lean back, there's no momentum, there's no overcorrection. Press straight down. Nice. Who is that? Barb? Barb, you're looking great. So some people, it feels really uncomfortable at first because recreating this angle feels strange. What you're trying to get rid of, there's a thing, this is a medical term, believe it or not. There's something called butt wink. And it's as you're sitting down, you know that your butt is this far from the chair, so you give up and collapse. It looks like this. People go, and they just give up and collapse. The more you recreate this tibia torso angle, you'll have no need to butt wink. I'm not even straining right now. And you just lower yourself into the chair. So I'm going to combine a couple of exercises for you here. And if you have questions, you can email me or get in touch with me through Tracy. This helps a lot of people. I found that it helps a lot of athletes correct stuff that they're trying to lift more weight. They're trying to do many things. Just adjusting how they move their skeletal system helps them do that. Helps a lot of older folks get up and out of a chair more comfortably. They end up with more energy at the end of the night. They end up just less injuries, less pain, all that stuff. But I'm going to combine these exercises from the side. Take this and do what you will with it. You're not required to do all of it. So from here, if I pull my heels back and I have the same angle in my lower leg and my torso, stand up, and I'll pop up to those heels, lower down in 4, 3, 2, 1, then sit in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up, lower down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit in 4, 3, 2, 1. Try one more. Pop up. Pop up to the toes. Lower down in 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit in 4, 3, 2, 1. Do as many as you like. Does all that make sense to you guys? Oh, you guys are working. Look at you. And as I mentioned earlier, you could do this with your hands on your hips. You could do this with a chair in front of you. So I'll demonstrate just so you have it. This they call this tibia torso angle, lower leg, upper body angle. You can do this with your chair in front of you and just practice getting up. Go to the heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Recreate this angle in 4, 3, 2, 1. So a chair in front of you, a chair behind you. These are the very techniques that help people do single leg squats. Just line up how you move and how you lower yourself to the ground and get yourself back up. And as we age, one of the first things we lose is the ability to get up and down from the floor. And then that turns into the ability to get up and down from a bed, up and down from a chair. So learning this stuff, I mean, sometimes I have some big strong guys in my classes that don't understand why this is important. It's crucial just how we move as humans. So any questions for me? No? Did you get a workout?
Like it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I fully realize it's not a chair yoga class. I don't exactly know what that is, but I use a chair to help a lot of people get through injuries and stuff. I thought I would share that with you. That way you guys could have a class and Tracy could do what she's got to do. Cool.
Very
Nice to
good.
meet you.
I like very much the in and out of the chair position. Going to be very. Thank you.
You know, it's not important until you can't do it. And I seriously, when I got athletes that are like, I want to squat 50 more pounds, and I watch them say, just put your hands over your head, no weight, and squat for me. And I watch their knees buckle, and I watch things. I'm one of them. The reason I know this stuff because I was one of those people. So I love to help. I did not know this stuff was going to help the older population as much. So I love to do it. I also, people think you're crazy. You're sitting in a chair, hopping up and down, like, what's wrong with you? I'm just staying nimble. Stay nimble.
I love the feet.
Yeah.
I love the feet part because, you know, I've been too many years with pointed toes, and my feet, my toes are tending to buckle in a little bit here. So it gets my toes exercised and
Yeah, it's
elongated.
Yeah, it's definitely important. I'm not a shoe hater. There's a lot of fitness professionals that don't really like shoes. But shoes cause issues. But I always say this: if you were to wear tight gloves every day for 40 years of your life, you would lose function in your hand. You do it when you get a cast and a broken arm. You want to lose function with a broken arm so it can heal. But then you want to get it off and start moving it. So you wear shoes. And ladies, you guys wear some tight shoes with some high heels. You just need, I think shoes are great. You just need to work the other way to stay balanced and to stay nimble. It's important. Cool. Well, I'm glad this worked out, guys. Sorry about my daughter being a little crazy.
Oh, I loved it. I
Oh,
love
what a
it.
cutie.
She's the best.
Vacation.
Oh,
Thank
yeah, you're doing this on vacation.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
to be honest, I forgot we were going on this mini vacation, and then I just don't back out of stuff. I say I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go to the beach now.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Good
you.